What's an unspoken rule that annoys you when people don't know about it? Let people get off the bus before you get on the bus. Same with elevators, lifts. Same for trains. It's not hard to understand that if you let people off, you'll have more room. I'll add people that hang out right in front of the door and don't really get out of the way to let people in when there is plenty of room in the rest of the train or bus. How to stand in lines. Riding my ass doesn't make the line move any faster. Living in various parts of the world, I've learned that personal bubble size in lines varies a lot depending on where you are. Since COVID times, this is now literally a written rule and people still don't get it. Not taking up the entire sidewalk when people are walking the opposite direction towards you. Or if you're in a group, move to single file when someone is approaching from the opposite direction. I just keep walking on my side of the sidewalk. If someone gets knocked over in that group of 3 coming toward me standing shoulder to shoulder, not my problem. If they complain, I don't care. They had plenty of time to observe their surroundings and plan ahead. Sidewalks are straight with a long sight line. I didn't just jump out at them. Personal space. Rule 1. Personal space. Rule 2. Personal space. Rule 3. Stay out of my personal space. Don't stand in a doorway. That's actually annoying, like of all the places you can be. If you're in a large group, stick to a wall. Don't stand in the middle of a f-king hallway. This applies to paths and any other walking areas. Running a 5k on a fairly wide trail a few months ago, and I passed a couple of groups who were walking and standing shoulder to shoulder 5 wide. I had to leave the path to get around them. All while shopping. I see it way too often. Someone stops with their cart in the smack middle of the aisle to grab something. Most times they are just going to stare at a section and block the aisle till they make up their mind or check something on their phone. It's not like a clueless person who sees they are blocking and corrects it and perhaps apologizes. No, it's the ones who don't care and get bothered because you have the audacity to need to get by. On a train or bus and you're playing music? Use your fucking headphones. Kids in my high school walk around with speakers playing loud music from inside their backpacks, acting like they're in a movie or some shit. This drives me nuts. At work in the break room, I just want to quietly chill on my phone. Not listen to the bizarre telenovela one co-worker watches. Listen to another co-worker's heavy metal. And another co-worker's anime. Like, how can they even enjoy what they're watching or listening to with everyone else's noise going on? Breaking down boxes before putting them in the dumpster. I can't tell you how often I see my roommates being too lazy to break down their boxes. It stresses me out. When you see party hosts starting to clean up. Hint of being tired etc. Don't continue the drinks conversations. Quickly get ready to leave and offer to help clean up. Sometimes when I have friends over, my adhd kicks into gear and makes me want to get up and clear the table a bit. Just to move around, and because the clutter is messing with my head. For most people this is a sign of wanting to wrap the evening up and get the company going. But that's not my intention. I just can't sit still anymore. So I make it a habit of mentioning I am not trying to kick you out. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Want another drink? I'm going to the kitchen anyway. When you see party hosts starting to clean up. Note, this may not apply in the Midwest. This can also mean either help do the dishes. Or go get us more beer because the dinner stage of hanging out is done and it's time for cards, drinking, watching TV. Also, in general, when the party is over, ask the host how can you help clean up instead of just saying bye and leaving. Never be the last one to leave the party. Unless you're sleeping with the hosts. Shouldn't have to be said, but flush the toilet after using it. And wipe the seat if you piss all over it. Cleaning tools before you give them back to who you're borrowing them from. To always replace the finished toilet paper. And if you are having guests over or if family members are staying over for a period of time, make sure you have toilet paper in stock in the bathroom. The concept of single lines queues. OMG, this I work at a retail store and I cannot tell you the amount of times someone was waiting in line and someone would just stand next to them. Like, bruh, that's not how lines work. This drives me nuts. At the grocery store, which line are you in? The line. Gum goes in your mouth and in the trash. Nowhere else. I misread that as gun. Move your fucking shopping cart out of the middle of the aisle. Come on, is this the first time you've been grocery shopping? Other people need to get by, you self-centered asshole. Oh, I hate it when I leave my cart aside and after a bit of looking at coffee cans or whatever, I turn around and find that someone else parked theirs in such a way that both carts now block the whole aisle. Now I got to move my cart because they are nowhere to be found. Of course. Fucking people, man, bunch of bastards. Making fun of someone laughter or smile. I mean, making fun of someone is already bad. But someone happiness expression? Question mark. Yup, I remember a few years ago I was living with roommates and I unexpectedly had the day off work and was in my bedroom. My two roommates had thought I was not home and were gossiping about people and casually mentioned how annoying my laugh was to one another. To this day I am super self-conscious about my laugh and is one of the meanest things someone has ever said about me. Really hurt my feelings and was just such a random thing to gossip about. This I had open heart surgery twice as a kid. The ventilation tube fucked up my vocal cords and left it slightly paralyzed on one side. It means I have a husky voice and a constant sore throat. One time in class we were watching something and we all were laughing. Then I noticed some kids were pointing and laughing at me. I eventually realized it was because of my laugh. After class they all came over to me to mock my laugh. After that I stopped laughing at things until I felt confident when I was at university. When the elevator door opens, you let the people finish exiting the elevator before you enter it. Nothing worse than an unnecessary traffic jam because some assholes are impatient and trying to body check people to get on 5 seconds quicker. On a related note, stand a few feet back from the elevator when you're waiting for it. There's no need to be right up on the door and blocking people's way off. Signed, a resident of a high-rise building. Hold the door open for anyone who looks like they could use the help. Elderly folks. People with obvious injuries. People with their hands full. Or even hold it open for whomever is behind you. And if someone is holding the door open for you, they aren't being rude or making some type of statement. They are just being nice. Accept their kindness and don't be an ass. Except when I'm more than 5 seconds behind you. I promise. I don't think you're rude because you didn't hold the door for a full 30 seconds waiting for me. When people do that, it makes me feel like I have to jog to get to the door faster. If I'm right behind you, then yes, it's polite. Otherwise, let the damn door close. Interrupting people and talking over them when they haven't finished saying what they wanted to say. When sharing food with a table, you eat your fair share. If there's 4 people and 4 pieces, you don't eat 1.5 pieces or the whole plate. You eat 1 piece. And if there are 5 pieces for people, the one that bought it get 2 pieces and everyone else gets 1. If someone seems hesitant to let you borrow something, drop it, do not ask again. Also, if someone does let you borrow something, return it as soon as you're done. Don't let time go by to the point the owner has to ask you for it back. Especially multiple times. And don't get pissy when they have to ask for it back. When you're walking in a shopping center or down the street and you stop to look at something, step aside. Let other people through. Fuckwits. A few years ago I had a lady with zero spatial awareness jog in from an angle in front of my daughter and I as we were walking in a packed mall. Only to stop right in front of us to have a conversation with whoever she was meeting there. The look on her face when I loudly said, "Get out of the way." Jackass is one of my fondest memories. I am currently sitting at the pool at a resort. There is a group who decided to bring their own, rather large, portable speaker to blast music. Don't do this. I hate this. Also playing music on hikes. It's so rude. If you are a stranger to me, please don't touch me in any way. When I was pregnant I had an old lady come up and rub my belly. My husband reacted before I did cause I was in a state of utter shock. Touching strangers was uncool before COVID. It blows my mind people do this. Like, you are a stranger and my natural instinct is to protect my belly. I will fuck your ass up. Don't go beyond one's comfort zone if you don't know them. Don't try to push someone to do something either. If you're out with a group of friends standing in a circle, make sure to make space for everyone. Feeling like you're not included cause you have to force your way into the circle is the worst feeling ever. Just be courteous and mindful of others. This exact situation causes me so much social anxiety it is crippling. I detest approaching groups. Even groups of well-known and well-loved friends. I was taught to watch out for others. Especially to make sure shorter people were included and could get to a position where they can see and hear. And weren't left staring at bags. I wish everyone showed this courtesy. If I approach the circle and no one makes room for me to join, I walk away. When if they realize I did not join or am off by myself and ask why, I tell them their body language made it evident they didn't want me there. It hits some people and makes them aware for the future, and I think is more effective than forcing your way in. Now if they don't seem bothered that you didn't join, and then that's a big fucking clue to find new friends. I've walked away from the circle and ended up talking among a brand new group of people who were just super pleasant and welcoming. Zippering when two lanes merge into one lane. Right car goes. Left car goes. Right car goes. Left car goes. And so on. It's very simple. Love when people speed up to cut me off when I'm zippering and then flip me off when I honk. Taking up the entire aisle at the grocery store. Don't take every member of the family and walk side by side. Some folks actually make a list and are trying to get in and out quickly. I will legit and loudly tell people like this to pick a lane and get the fuck out of my way. Maybe I'm an asshole, but god does it piss me off. Like to the point I debate running to the Home Depot to get a wood chipper. Knock and wait for the person to tell you to let you in. I can't tell you how many times I was changing and a friend or family member just walked in. Edit. Thank you to whoever gave the award, really appreciated it. So my mom learned this the hard way. She showed up an hour and a half early and knocked once. Like one light solitary tap. Didn't get an answer, so used the emergency key to let herself in. Only to be greeted by the sight of my husband and I going at it. Seriously thought, how fucking hard is it to wait 30 seconds before opening a door? When people knocked, my cousin used to say I'm naked even if she wasn't. If you ask for advice, then prepare to hear the truth. Even if it's not what you want to hear. And don't be getting your titties in a twist over it. Very much so. And also, everyone should remember that you don't have to take or agree with the advice given if you don't want to. But you do need to give the person the space to give said advice because you did ask them for it. I'm all for this as long as people aren't cruel about it. Some people say they're brutally honest, but they're just assholes. I've come to realize that this is more a my family rule than a universal one. But if you call someone and they don't answer, only call again immediately if it is an emergency. Either they weren't there, couldn't talk, or didn't want to. If my phone rings back to back, I always pick up no matter what. But it better be a goddamn emergency. When somebody calls you back to back, sends you text messages along the lines of answer your phone. Why aren't you answering? Then when you finally call back, then they don't pick up. So I'm not busy enough to miss a call, but you are? Go and get fucked. Respect other people's house rules, egg. If they want you to take your shoes off when you come in, you do so without complaining. If you're going to IM someone at work who you don't know well, your first message should include both a greeting and a summary of what you want to discuss. It's okay to break this into multiple messages sent within a minute. If you message me with just hi, or worse, comma, I will absolutely ignore you. God, the people who send messages on Teams at work just saying hi and then not following up until I reply are the worst. This isn't fucking social hour, we're not having a conversation. You're messaging me for a reason. Taking me away from my work. So get to the damn point. In my experience, People don't message me out of the blue unless they want something. So hi is just a waste of both our time. Doubly so if the conversation goes, "Hi. Hey. Can I ask you a question?" Sure. Could have just led with the question. All 4 lines of that were a total waste of time and effort for both of us. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit videos.